So, I have a question for you. I was watching Pedro, DoorDash Santiago, and he said it many times, and I'm not disagreeing. I just have a question for y'all. Do you think these gig apps is a good way to make a living? Or do you think they should just be used for a temporary solution for money flow, cash flow? What do you think? Well, have you had time to think about that question? As you can tell, it's the next day. Got busy last night and I couldn't get this going again. Had to make that money. So, been doing pretty good today too. You know, look at, I don't know if you can see the blue skies and everything out here, but it is blue skies like in the mid 70s. And this time tomorrow, it's supposed to be in the teens with sleet and snow and all kinds of wintry mixed up, whatever you want to call it, a winter mess. I tell you what, Spark has been busy today, but my last shopping trip, the shopping delivery that I did a while ago, even the express line, or the, what do you call it, self-check, was lined up. I thought, okay, this is my last one for the night. So yeah, North Texas State Hospital. So here's my thoughts on these stepping stones. Now, as you just saw, that's North Texas State Hospital. Good job. It's a state job. I took a tumble down the stairs, got hurt, got put on workman's comp, ran out of time, then got terminated while on workman's comp. How secure is that job? Well, you can look at it in many different ways, but you can also look at it as a stepping stone. It's a step from there to this, because technically, this, on average, pays more. The only problem is, and this is where I do agree with a lot of other folks, a W-2 job that has retirement, 401k plans and all that stuff, insurance, and things such as that. That kind of job is something that you really need to consider before doing these gig apps, unless you're doing these on the side, just as a side hustle. But as far as doing these gig apps as a full-time job, I would not quit a job like that unless it's killing you, basically, stressing you out, making your blood pressure go up and everything else. I would try to stick with it. But if you're working, say like at, I don't know, Taco Casa, and you're working 20 hours a week, no benefits, no nothing, and getting fussed at, the pressure of that, then no, that's no kind of life. Now that 20 hours is just part-time, right? Okay, what if you work, here we have a Taco Casa on this corner. Right across the street we have a, what's that called? Chicken Express. So you work 20 hours over here and you work 20 hours over there, there's your 40 hours. You're working full-time. No benefits, no nothing. Is those stepping stones? And if they are, where are they stepping to? All I'm basically saying is, just because you have a W-2 full-time job or 2 part-time jobs that make a full-time job, whatever. These gig app jobs can be just as dependable as them. Unless you're just strictly doing DoorDash or Uber Eats or Grubhub or whatever. Just doing the food apps, basically. If you're just doing 1 or 2 of those, no, you're probably not going to make it. And just like Pedro says, you need to be using these apps for a source of income to be working on something else. But with that being said, these jobs like at Taco Casa and Chicken Express, you need to be doing those jobs working towards something else. So they're all stepping stones. I don't care where you're working. You want to move up. You don't want to be stuck in a rut. Keep your options open and keep going, because you're not going to get anywhere by standing still. That's for sure. So do I think these gig apps is a good source of a full-time job? If you work them right and if you're in the right market. There is a town just west of here. They now have DoorDash, and there's probably not 10 restaurants in that town, if that. I do not see how you're going to make any kind of income. As a matter of fact, I may take a day and go down there just to see. Might not even can get logged in. I don't know. May not be enough business. 10 or so restaurants and 100 or so dashers. I don't think that'd work out too well. But nevertheless, these gig apps can be used as a full-time job. And if you're doing that, kudos to you. Because it is a lot of work. And I tell you, in a lot of ways, it's harder work than a W-2 job, because you have to keep pounding it. And when you're making the money, it's hard to just say, it's 5 o'clock, I'm quitting. Because if you're still getting calls and orders, it's hard to just turn it off. And you wind up working more, really. You honestly, you really do. So if you're thinking that these apps are not good to make a living with, I beg to differ. If your market supports it. Meaning, if you live in a good enough market to support this kind of job. That's the whole thing. It's all market dependent. So don't be discouraged and not give these gig apps a chance. Give them a chance. See how it works out for you. It may work out good. It may not. But you're not going to know unless you try. You'll keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you want to do. Just keep on doing something, because you're going to grow old if you don't. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.